guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Evan Thomas of ASMR Money Mentor. I'm so glad you're here with me for yet another week of episodes on the channel designed to help you relax and also to begin or to continue thinking about how you can do really great things with your money over the course of multiple days, weeks, months, and years. So welcome to the beginning of a new week. This is episode number 99. So this week, I guess we're going to hit a milestone. Episode 100, although I don't number all of my episodes, as you guys know. So the Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes the Saturday and Sunday, and actually sometimes Tuesday and Thursday. I don't always drop Tuesday and Thursday, but I don't tend to number those. The ones that I number are the ones that drop on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and are designed to document my journey to financial independence over multiple years, to give you guys an example, I guess I could say, of somebody that isn't really flashy with money, that had financial troubles in the past, like many of you may have had. So, for those of you that are new, thank you so much for being here. If you want to go back and watch my episodes, I would encourage you to go to episodes 1 through 62, which brings you up to the current year, where we are right now, in 2024. The episodes that I created in the past 1 through 62 are what we call evergreen, which means you can watch them at any time for motivation regarding how to manage your money, because I didn't really focus on telling you things like what mutual funds I went into, because in my opinion, those things are not as important as getting your mind right when it comes to what you need to do in the year that you're in with money. And I'll say this forever. Mutual funds by nature are already diversified. They have lots of different stocks within them. Some of them ride the S&P 500. Some of them mirror the indices of other indices. That makes no sense. They, like the S&P 500, all the other ones that are out there, which I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. Anyway, so see what I mean? Like, I'm not the smartest person when it comes to money, but somehow I was able to get my behaviors right over time, which then led to $1 million net worth in the year 2020, which, by the way, this week, I want to go back and talk about that, because, last week, I talked a lot about those survival years. This week, I'm going to focus and recap things that I did from like 2005 all the way to 2020. Because I think, of course, those are more important than the years prior. So, this episode today is going to be titled, I think, How to Do the Right Thing with Money. And we're going to concentrate more on the next episode, episode 100, where I'm going to talk through 3 different things you can do to know if you're doing the right thing with money. And then on episode 101 on Friday, I'm going to take you back, and I want to talk through some numbers in your Build a Budget spreadsheet, and how you can know for sure if you are segueing from a survival you're working, you're paying your bills. You may not have much wiggle room in your budget for savings and investing, but eventually you will. You will get there. So that's just a little preview of what we're going to be talking about. I have also a trigger for you this week. I thought I would pull this out. This is a crystal. I'm not sure what it is. It's a crystal, like salad bowl or candy dish or something. Somebody gave me this, and I thought it might make a nice trigger. And as you can see, I have ice in it because I'm going to pour some water in a minute in a crystal glass. And of course, this may be a little challenging, but here is the glass, the glass, the glass. Let me see. Relax, relax, relax. I'm wondering, the ice might be too loud. Yeah, probably. Why don't we just stick to the water? So I don't have a nice pitcher to pour the water from. You know me, I'm pretty frugal. AKA cheap, I guess you could say. But I'm going to open this water up a little bit. Well, that didn't make much sound at all, did it? Cheers. Grab a beverage, relax. Relax, relax. Okay. Last week, of course, I had the leather triggers, which I think many of you enjoyed. And you know, this week I had a request from a subscriber that would like to see more arrogant hotel clerk scenarios. So I think this week, on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to produce some episodes, and he said make it a little bit longer too. So that is most likely what I will do. And you know, I just want to talk a little bit also about, you know, my Indiana Jones saga from last week. I hope you enjoyed those episodes. You know, the treasure hunter, he was actually conflicted with his subconscious. That's who he was talking to, hence the hat. The hat represents your subconscious. This is a charter hat, and it's designed to help people when they wear it do really great things and take great adventures. And so I like to parallel that with money, that in all of us we have a subconscious, and I think it is always there. It's always right up here, telling us what we should do with money. And yet a lot of times we just don't listen to what our head is telling us. We listen to our heart because we want to feel good and we want to spend money. Remember, I talked about that last week, where a lot of times we're not doing great with money, so we in a sense, kid ourselves into thinking that we deserve something of monetary value, like an expensive car or a bigger home, and it can be even smaller things too. But Indiana Jones, the character in my role play, was really struggling with, do I continue to look and hope and dream that I'm going to find treasure? Or am I going to buckle down, get a job, and start investing in the market and let my long-term goals override my short-term psychological things that I got going on in my head, if that makes sense? We have to override what we tell ourselves and stay committed to our goals long time. And many of us, I think, are still in the denial phase. You know, I heard years ago that the denial is not a river in Egypt, because we have the Nile River in Egypt, right? But denial is not the river in Egypt. Denial is something that we have to overcome if we want to do the right thing with money. So in today's episode, I didn't want to go into too many details about that, but I will on episode 100, which will be my anniversary episode, I guess, of 100 episodes talking about my financial past. So I'll get into that in the next episode, but to end today's episode, do you remember a little while back I shared with you that I got hooked on a YouTube channel, and it's called Homeworthy? You might want to check it out. It's actually very interesting to me. And I'm going to be careful with my word choices because I want to make sure I say this right. You know, on one side of the spectrum, we have people that are super wealthy. Very few people are that wealthy. Most people want to look wealthy. And as I watch those episodes, I'm always asking myself, are they truly wealthy? And can they really afford what they're showing us in terms of their home items, their large homes that they have? Or are they really trying to look wealthy? Now, I encourage you to go watch some of those episodes. It's so interesting to me because they open up the door, the camera comes in, and they start showing you their home. Like, here's my mid-century antique, came over from Europe. And the way they talk, I mean, they have got to have like millions and millions and millions of dollars, most of them. Not all, but most of them. And as you know, this channel is not about how do you manage money if you've got that kind of wealth. I don't even know if I would want that kind of wealth. Well, wait, who am I kidding? Of course I would. We all would, right? But since we know that's not a reality, we have to be comfortable with building the wealth that we can build and live the lives that we can live and not pretend as though we're trying to be what we see on that channel. So, you know, everything they show is over the top, and it just makes me think, you know, I know quite a few like wealthy people, and they don't seem real flashy. They live in modest homes. I mean, I'm talking people with like 10 or 20 or 30 million dollars of net worth. You know, I got to 1.6 million, and I'm gonna, you know, be okay with that. And the wealthy people that I know don't live the way these other people are on this channel. You know, they collect so many things, so many expensive things, and I guess, you know, they call it a design style called maximalism, I think it's called. But I believe in minimalism. And I thought that was interesting. You've got the maximalists and you got the minimalists. For most of us, we're going to do far better in our lifetimes with a minimalist mindset than trying to live up to a maximalist lifestyle. Leave that for the people that have 20, 30 say like, oh, you can buy something similar to this, 17th century turquoise chair worth thousands of dollars. You can buy it at Walmart for $150, and they provide a link, and you click the link and it takes you to Walmart, and then that person can then buy something that looks similar to what these very wealthy people are buying. There was another like very expensive terracotta planter, and I was like, wow, I kind of like that. And then sure enough, on the screen is a pop-up of a Walmart $15 terracotta planter, and I almost bought it. But it's interesting to me that from a marketing perspective, we don't want to get caught up in that kind of stuff. At least I don't. I will show, I'm going to do a tour, as I mentioned before, of my condo, and I'm going to share with you what I have. Those kinds of episodes take longer to produce, so I have to wait until I have time to do that, which will probably be mid-November, if not in January when I quit my job. But I want you to see just how minimalist and inexpensive, items that I have that still look really good. But you don't want to get caught up into buying too many little things, like people that shop on Home Shopping Network, etc., right? They're just spending so much money. Their houses are cluttered with stuff. We don't want that.